Welcome to the Daughter Arise channel. My name is Yvonne and this channel is all about bringing you content to do with childhood sexual abuse. On this channel I share things to do with my experience of going through this childhood abuse. I also cover news stories and other things on this subject, and also as well from time to time, when I'm fortunate enough, I do interview other survivors and their supporters in hopes of raising awareness of this childhood abuse. So if this is the type of content you're looking for, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. So today guys, I came across this news story and I wanted to share it with you because in an upcoming video I'm going to talk more about this particular organisation, because I have noticed a particular trend with their presenters and other people associated with this organisation. And the organisation I'm talking about is the BBC. I came across this story the other day about the BBC and a particular statue that they have up outside their building, and I will leave a link to the story in the description box below, but I wanted to share this story and highlight another thing that I think is very suspect about the BBC. It says a man has taken a hammer to a statue on the BBC's broadcasting house in central London. The Prospero and Ariel statue was carved by Eric Gill and has been on display at the BBC since 1933. There has been a campaign to have the statue removed for several years because the sculptor recorded sexually abusing his daughters in his diaries. Police were called to the scene and the man was brought down about 4 hours later. BBC staff reported hearing a man shout "paedophile" as he struck the statue at Broadcasting House, which is connected to New Broadcasting House, the BBC's main headquarters. A spokesman for the Met said the man was brought down by the help of a fire crew. He was checked over by ambulance workers before being arrested on suspicion of criminal damage and taken into custody. He said the property owners were examining any damage to the statue and the building. Earlier, the force said another man had been arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to commit criminal damage as well. A spokesman for the BBC declined to comment. In recent years, groups such as Anon have campaigned against the statue carved by Gill, who died in 1940. So guys, as you can see from the picture on the screen, is this an appropriate statue to have up in this day and age? Even back then in 1933 when it was done, is this an appropriate statue to have up outside of a public building? Now, the BBC has a problem with sex offenders and paedophiles. I came across a very interesting article which I'm going to share in either the next video or the video after, about the amount of BBC presenters, BBC DJs, associates with BBC, those who've worked for the BBC, who have been involved in child sexual abuse, indecent exposure, and have been involved in all kinds of different activity involved in sexual offences. And only last week the news broke that DJ Tim Westwood over here in the UK, he was, you know, quite a huge kind of person within the black culture for showcasing hip hop artists and inviting them over from America and, you know, showcasing UK talent over here since 1983, has been charged with multiple counts of rape. And also as well, we can't forget Jimmy Savile, who was a prolific paedophile who was allowed keys to hospitals to go in and abuse children and was abusing children throughout the decades. But what happened, you see, is that they let him pass before allowing that information to come out. I think that the BBC has a prolific problem with these type of offences with their staff, and I'm going to share more in another video, but the statue is not appropriate. It looks like a paedophile statue. Who in their right mind would think that this is appropriate to still have up in this day and age? Really, it should be taken down. It is, you know, even more troubling when we know the backstory of the sculptor who recorded in his diaries sexually abusing his own daughters. You know, if it was in this day and age and that was found out, that sculpture, I would hope, would be taken down. And I think the same should apply in this case, no matter how old it is. The guy was a paedophile, and obviously this sculpture represents something deeply wrong with him, because who would sculpt these types of things? I don't care, how famous he was or what his meaning to the BBC as an organisation is. This statue is deeply disturbing. Anyway, I just wanted to share that in this video with you, and I will see you on the next one.